Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In this one I'll be sharing some tips that can improve your island. This includes terraforming, pathing, adding greenery to your island, and much more. I'll also be announcing something at the end, but for now, let's jump right into it. First things first, I want to show you some terraforming tricks that'll make your island seem more complex. So first of all, you can get this terraforming feature in the Island Designer app by redeeming your Nook Mouse for it at the ABD and Resident Services. Now let me show you what cool things you can do with this. So one neat thing I like to do with terraforming is creating this cool waterfall cliff thing. It adds more depth to your island and it's also just really beautiful. So let me show you how to make it. First, just build a 3x3 cliff, 3 blocks on one side and 3 on the other, and then climb the cliff with a ladder, and just use your water permit to chip off the middle pieces of the front and right cliff edge. That'll create a small waterfall. You can keep them like this, or you can connect them by just shoveling in between the waterfalls, and that'll just connect both the waterfalls so it just looks really pretty. Then I like to round the edges of the cliff instead of having them so sharp and rigid. You can just do this by shoveling the edge once, which will make it a curved cliff edge. Okay, time for the next terraforming trick. If you have large bodies of water, not including the ocean, you can add what I like to call stepping stones. They're not really stones, but they're just a little chunk of land in the middle, so you can hop across your river or lake. It's actually really cute, and here's how to make it. With your terraforming tool, build a few blocks in, then turn back around and destroy them. Just remove those other pieces you built, and then that'll leave you in the middle of the river or lake on a small piece of land. Don't worry, if the other side of the land is close enough, you can just hop off. If not, then just build a few more stepping stones, repeating that process until you reach a point where you can hop back onto land. The last terraforming trick I want to show you is pathing. You may or may not know this trick, but it's really handy. If you're creating a pathway that's not a custom designed pathway, you can round the edges of it. How? Once you create a piece, just brush over it again with the same tile or sand or dirt or whatever path you're using. Then that'll create a rounded edge. Alright, moving on from terraforming tricks. Now, other stuff. So my fourth trick is do not leave your flowers unattended. They will infest your island. That happened to me. They were everywhere. I left the game for a while and I came back to an island filled with flowers. Everything I shook from trees would disappear because there were so many flowers. All the bell trees, fruits, everything. It was so frustrating. And on top of that, it's taking me days to clear out all the flowers. So just remember to check on your flowers daily or weekly. An extra tip for that last one, you can create what I like to call a flower block by making a custom design transparent. Then just put it on the ground and the flowers won't grow past wherever you put it. My sixth trick is to add areas near pathways that are full of items. Whether it be wheat fields behind trees and bushes or a lantern around flowers and weeds, this will add life and dimension to your pathways, especially curvy ones. I like to add a tree, a few flowers, a bush, and sometimes a weed for a more natural look. Another trick, my favorite one, tree sizes. Now, you might be like, what is she talking about? But let me tell you, everyone loves the cute little medium-sized trees or the large, almost adult trees, right? But how do you keep them that way? Well, all you have to do is plant a fruit within the 3x3 tile area surrounding it. But if you move the tree that's in the stage you want it, you'll also have to replant a fruit behind it wherever you put it. But I always wondered, if I plant a fruit by it, won't that fruit just eventually grow into a tree? Well, I time traveled to find that out for myself, and it doesn't keep growing. Next up, let's say your island theme is a winter wonderland, or a cozy autumn island, or even a cherry blossom island, and you want to have snow or the fall season or cherry blossom trees. How can you keep this throughout the year? Just go to your settings, click system, and then go to date and time. To keep it snowy in the northern hemisphere, just keep your date from December 11th to February 24th. If you're in the southern hemisphere, keep your date from June 11th to August 24th. For autumn, it'll be around September to November in the northern hemisphere, but in the southern hemisphere, it'll be around March to May. For cherry blossoms in the northern hemisphere, keep your date from April 1st to April 10th. And for the southern hemisphere, October 1st to October 10th. That's all for seasonal topics. Now, my 9th trick, put lots of furniture. Sometimes it's hard to find furniture that looks good on your island, but there's plenty of small items that can be added to make it nicer. For example, having an area with a pillow, maybe some stacked books, and a small lantern or candle, that'll add a perfect, cute, and cozy touch to your island. That leads me on to my last tip. Be creative and patient. Making your island how you want it takes effort and lots of time. So take it easy. Enjoy the process while you can. Because next thing you know, your island is done and you're wanting to restart the game to make a new one. Just enjoy it. You don't have to rush. This game is pretty much never ending. But if you don't enjoy the process, but like watching other people do it, or if you have no clue where to start, check out my other videos and consider subscribing to my channel. I post videos on remodeling my island and tips for your own island. And that leads me into my last thing I have to say. Thank you all so much for 100 subscribers. I am literally so happy. Now, can we make it to 1,000? Just kidding, even though that's my goal. Thank you all again, and I hope this video helped you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!